All right, hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Lahab, Baquayim. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's going to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. So, I don't really know where I'm gonna. I didn't really know what I wanted to, like how I wanted to tackle this lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much going on out here. All right, there's so much going on out here, man. And so I got a couple of videos that I want to share with y'all, man. And like I said, Lord willing, to be edifying to the Lord's elect. So I'm gonna start this off, okay? Because we got France, that's preparing their hospitals for a massive influx of patients. You know what I'm saying? Indicating that, all right, war is about to kick off. All right. So let's look at this here, man, because shit's about to go down here in Chicago. It's about, not here in Chicago. I'm not in Chicago, but in United States, and the real crackdown is going to take place in Chicago, man. Like I get a feeling that it's going to be a massive war zone, all right, taking place in Chicago, man, in Illinois. You see what I'm saying? Because you got the mayor of Illinois who's threatening to oppose, all right, Donald Trump and his draconian measures. You know what I'm saying? On the one hand, all right, I was in the gym. I just came from the gym, and I was in the gym. You know what I'm saying? On the treadmill, they got the monitors up top, and you looking at the news, and one of his quotes is that he hates Donald Trump's quote is that he hates executive orders, and yet what he keeps doing left and right is signing executive orders, man. You know what I'm saying? Speaking with a forked tongue, man. All right, but nevertheless, let's get into this video. All right.
This is Dabu 7. You were looking at people that have taken to the streets in Chicago in response to Donald Trump saying that he's going to send the National Guard and ICE into Chicago. He makes these statements because of the recent shootings and the high crime that the city has seen.
And that's another thing, that's another thing I've been I noticed as well when I was in the gym, and I saw on the news all they did was just plaster Jake on the screen, man. All they did was just show violent niggas on the screen. You know what I'm saying? And it's everywhere. You can clearly see that they're building up the case, all right, to come against you Israelites. All right. You know what I'm saying? They started with the northern tribes. All right. They built the case for the north to go against the northern kingdom. Now they're building the case to go against the southern kingdom. All right. You so-called Negroes and, you West Indies, you Haitians. All right. Jamaicans. You see what I'm saying? So, Salakia. Niggas, man. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the thing. I'm cool with them. I'm cool with these jokers. Let me. Fuck that shit, man. Can't even do a lesson in peace out here, man. But yeah, man. You know, this is why Jake got to get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Jake got to get he's got to get dealt with out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we agree that niggas are a problem. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are a problem. I just had to close my window because these niggas out here, you know what I'm saying, is doing the most. You know? It's like, what the hell you arguing for over shit that don't even mean nothing. But in any case, man, these jokers are about to come down on you, Jakes, man. They got the whole narrative in place. All right, everything is everything's set in motion. Okay, and the troops is gonna come down. All right, the troops is gonna come down, man, like a flood. So let's take that back a little bit. And Salaki for that.
Donald Trump saying that he's going to send the National Guard and ICE into Chicago. He makes these statements because of the recent shootings and the high crime that the city has seen. We've seen this also go down in D.C., where people have come out en masse opposing his use of National Guard troops in that city. Now, other cities are also being mentioned: Baltimore, New Orleans. But Trump putting out a meme here that seems to have really ticked some people off. That meme saying that he loves the smell of deportations in the morning, and Chicago is about to find out why it's called the Department of War.
Oh, man. Yo, this devil is crazy. This devil is something else, man. Yo, where's that precept, man? I gotta get that precept. What's the tongue like a serpent? You know, let me just look this one up, man. Bear with me. All right, so this is the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 3. It reads, you know, let me jump up a verse. It says, hide me from the secret counsel. Verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, man, even bitter words. All right? For them to say the shit that for this joker to say the shit that he's saying, you know what I'm saying? All right. We told you these Edomites was going to show their ass, man. We told you they was going to show their ass. All right. This is Psalms chapter. Let me get damn. Precept just left my mind. Damn, come on, man. Shit. Salaki. Just had a precept and it just left me like that. Lord willing, it'll come back to me. All right. Oh, wait. Hang on. There we go. Psalms chapter 63. Thawada Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Let's go to Psalm 73. Psalm 73 and verse 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Speaking about these the wicked, man. All right, the wicked, which is going into Esau, Edom. All right, these devils are not plagued like you Jakes, man. All right, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? They're not plagued. All right. However, those plagues is coming upon them now. Sure enough, as as is written in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. Right? Let's see, Psalm 73 verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, and they have more than heart can wish. They are corrupt. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. All right, let's go back. Okay? He says, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Okay? They speak wickedly. Let me read that again. Verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. You see what I'm saying? These jokers will literally turn the other cheek. They will turn the blind eye to this guy, all right, ducking and dodging those Epstein files, you know what I'm saying? As long as it means that they get to come against you Jakes, man. So long as it means they get to come against you Israelites. You see, because the hatred, the ancient hatred of Esau Edom is coming back to the surface. All right, it's showing up now. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They're taking off that mask. So let's continue.
And if you guys missed it, they changed up the main department name there to the Department of War over anything else, over the Department of Defense. And they're switching up gears here. It looks like they're gonna
look at that. Look at that image, man. Look at that image. All right, literally, this place, Babylon the Great, is being turned into a war zone. All right. And this guy, all right, this is that cruel Lord that you know the prophecies have spoken about. Lord will not get that later, so let's continue on with this video. I got a couple more that I want to share with y'all. Bear with me.
Go on the offensive from city to city. You've got the Illinois governor, Pritzker, responding, saying that Trump is a coward and a dictator, and that they will defend their city. So this is just the latest. And where this is going, it looks like Trump's going to push ahead and do what they want and try to deal with all the court stuff later. This is some of the latest. Join me for the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu 77.
So he's saying we're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. We're gonna roll up in there and deal with the courts later, man. You see what I'm saying? This is what a tyrant does. All right, this is what a dictator does. You see what I'm saying? A dictator consistently violates the law of the land, which is the Constitution. That's what a dictator does. You see what I'm saying? And the very people who's supposed to be against big government are here applauding big government, because if you really think for 5 minutes that this is going to slow down after they get rid of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, if you think for 5 seconds that it's going to stop after that, all right, you maggers y'all got something coming, man. All right, y'all in for a rude awakening. You see? This was just the means to get y'all to accept this. All right, coming against the tribes was the means to get y'all to accept this tyranny. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said before, like the prophets have said, Jacob's trouble is everyone's trouble. Jacob's trouble is everybody's trouble. Everyone's going to feel this. All right? This warning goes out to the Israelites. But as a result, all right, as a result of this, it's going to trickle down and affect everybody involved. It's going to affect everyone within this land. All right, the Lord is visiting this place, man. You see? So let's go. Let's check out another video, man. All right, real quick.
What's going on, guys? D7 back at you. I want to talk about the situation that we're in here. It seems like no one else really wants to. We just had a congressional hearing where our farmers went before Congress and basically told them that if something doesn't give, we're done for. We're in real trouble. They say that if checks are not cut, basically the government keeping our farmers alive, that they're going to die out. And one guy stepped up and said, look, I've been doing this for, 40, 50 years, and we're using equipment that is 50 years old. And it used to cost, when we were kids, $20,000 for like a combine. Now it's $100,000, and they're getting no help whatsoever. So this seems to be a critical issue. A lot of people sleep on this whole thing because they just feel the stores are always going to be stocked with food. What they're saying is that these tariffs are killing them. That without the tariffs, they're able to ship their goods around the world to other places. But with the tariffs, it's causing places like Brazil and other countries to undercut our farmers, meaning that they'll be stuck with it. And if they don't have people to buy it lined up here, then things can go bad, the product can go bad, and it causes a huge issue. They're saying that like a third of our farmers could be wiped out by next year if they don't get the money or the funding to help keep them in business. And that's pretty big. When you look at somewhere like Las Vegas, economically, with jobs, the housing, everything happening there, it's a disaster unfolding in itself. You're talking about no jobs. You're talking about an older generation of people that have homes there trying to rent homes, but yet people are not showing up to spend money. Vegas expected to dry up big time. And then when it comes to the water rights issue and all that, not good for Vegas. So many different towns and cities facing these dilemmas, facing the job crisis, facing the farming crisis, and yet nobody seems to care until it's too late. But we're in trouble, for real. We're in big time trouble in a jam here. And unless the people come together to work something out or get something going here, it's always running back to the government. That's exactly what's happening now. All the people are running to the government for help. So, how did we get here? What led us down this path of destruction? Because just another year or so, and it's totally over. The farmers are going to be done. The jobs are dropping off a cliff. The businesses that have been here for generations are bankrupting left and right. Everyone wants to act like it's not going on. It is. This place is falling apart. The death of America right before your eyes. And like no one's doing nothing. Join me on the live streams where I'm talking about this in greater detail.
And there's not going to be any saving this place, man. All right? And that's what's wrong with you Jakes, man. That's what's wrong with you Israelites, you know what I'm saying? And I believe this dude's a Jake, you know what I'm saying? All right? I believe he's a Jake. And the thing what's wrong with you niggas, man, is that you continue to trust in this place. You continue to trust in this place called Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? All right. You continue to trust in Egypt, man. Let's get this in Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, to that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." You see what I'm saying? And so, I was listening to the video in question. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can share that with y'all, because I want y'all to get the gist of just how heavy of a weight this is. All right, all the things that the prophets have been talking about throughout these years, these decades, is coming to pass. You see what I'm saying? We told you that a famine was brewing. We told you this, man. The Lord told you this in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right? Verse 7, that there should be famines in the land. You know what I'm saying? Earthquakes in diverse places. Right? Famines and pestilences. Let's see. Let's go to... Salakia. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Chapter 6. All right, Revelation chapter 6. And let's hit verse 6. It reads, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Okay, so when you go into the understanding of what a penny was, okay, during the Roman Empire, a penny, all right, the penny was known as a denarion, which equated to a day's wage. Okay, a day's worth of a day worth of work. You know what I'm saying? So a day's wage, I don't know, whatever your daily wage is. You know what I'm saying? If you make like over, I don't know, $150 a day or something like that. So imagine that. Imagine the measure of wheat for a penny. So imagine the measure of a loaf of bread for $125. All right. Imagine that. You work a whole day in order to pay for a loaf of bread. You see what I'm saying? Just imagine it. Imagine it. We already see the writing that's on the wall. All right. This dollar is about to go bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go bye-bye, man. You know what I'm saying? And in the last desperate pitch for keeping this dollar alive, they're trying to take over Venezuela to get control over the oil. You see? They're telling you that it's about cartels. It's not about cartels, nigga. You see what I'm saying? The CIA controls the cartels. They always have. If it was really about cartels, they would go into Mexico. You see? But in any case, let me get another precept to that. Bear with me. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 16. It reads, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment." You see what I'm saying? There's going to be a hell of a famine out here, man. One hell of a famine out here, boy. You see what I'm saying? And this is a country that is not used to that. This is a country that's not used to going without. You see what I'm saying? It's not a country that's used to that's used to going 2 to 3 days without food. You see? This is not a when you think about what's going on in Gaza, right? You think about what's going on in Gaza, and the famine that's taking place over there. All right. Gaza is a small place. Gaza is a small place in comparison to what to what America is. You know what I'm saying? It's only about 1 million people over there. Okay, in Gaza. And they're on the brink of absolute, collapse, destruction. You see what I'm saying? Now imagine that. All right, imagine that shit in America, man, with over 300 million people. Over 300 million people without food, without water. Okay? Imagine just how bad it's going to get. You see what I'm saying? So, let me show you this this video, all right, that Dabu was talking about. Okay? Bear with me.
Well, good evening to you. We begin tonight with hundreds of struggling Arkansas farmers pleading for emergency federal funding amid a farm economy crisis.
Channel 7's Andrew Mobley attended a meeting between farmers and federal officials earlier today in Brookland in northeast Arkansas and has more tonight. Andrew attended a meeting between farmers and federal officials earlier today in Brookland in northeast Arkansas and has more tonight. Andrew.
Almost everything that could go wrong for Arkansas farmers did go wrong this year. And it's so bad that many are facing bankruptcy or even the closure of farms that have been passed down for generations. A dismal global market and plunging commodity prices mean there's little to no hope of breaking even for many farmers, even as sky-high input costs rise because of inflation and now tariffs. Not to mention bad weather earlier in the year.
This time last year, the rice price was about 40% higher than it is now. The inputs costs have gone up, so after a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
Though President Trump's big, beautiful bill provided a much-needed update to safety net subsidies for farmers, they won't see those federal dollars until late next year, by which time some have projected that as many as 1/4 or even 1/3 of Arkansas farmers will face bankruptcy or be forced to leave the business amid the crisis the American ag economy is currently in. It's already taken its toll this year.
I'm a sixth-generation farmer from Newport, and we made a decision to go out this year. In the spring. So my son will not be the seventh generation on our farm.
5 of my customers have committed suicide. That's how serious that this is.
Today, Arkansas farmers gathered to share their struggles with staffers from the state's.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Five of her customers who are farmers. So it seems like she's an agency for the farmers association, I suppose. And 5 of those clients that she manages committed self-deletion. You see what I'm saying? That's wild, man. And it's going to be a lot of that. All right, it's going to be a lot more self-deletions very soon. You know what I'm saying? When there is no food, when there is no water, when there's no provisions or anything, people are going to be at the brink. All right? They're going to be at the very edge. They're going to be on edge, man. And they're going to lose it. All right? Many people are going to delete themselves. All right? You know how these Edomites go. You know how these Edomites roll, man. When times get tough, they either delete themselves or they delete themselves and their families. You see what I'm saying? Because they'd rather bite the bullet than the struggle, you know what I'm saying, and pick themselves up by their bootstraps, so to speak, right? So it's gonna be a lot more of this, man. All right.
Congressional delegation, pleading for Arkansas lawmakers on Capitol Hill and the governor to convince President Trump to provide emergency funding to help them make it to next year.
We have to have ad hoc payments right now to make it through this year.
If there's no emergency funding this year, there will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
Their cry.
1 out of 3 farmers will lose everything. All right. 1 out of 3, and then you have Billy Boy Gates who's been buying up all this farmland. Okay, and pumping the crops with Lord knows what. Okay? And look at that room, man. Look at that room. They all voted for that dude, man. They all thought that he was gonna that he was gonna make this place great again. You see what I'm saying? That it was gonna be a brighter day for the Edomite. Okay? That it was gonna be Mawa, make America white again. That's what they thought. That's what they believed, you know what I'm saying? Alright? That's what they believed.
For help did not appear to fall on deaf ears.
We're going to take your message. We're going to get it back to D.C. We're going to do everything we can to get you the help you need.
Until the federal government steps in to save them, farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, dear Lord, and it's only my opinion, are closer to thee than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. Dear Lord, we're hurting, dear Lord. We can't help what's happened to us.
It's hard not to be moved by
Hey man, this is some funny shit, man. This is some funny shit. It's amazing to see just how far these Edomites are falling, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this in the book of Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, verse 7, it reads, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And all these nations, all your allies, America, are turning away from you. All your allies are stepping back, and they're closing their doors. You know what I'm saying? They're no longer trading with you. They're like, to hell with this guy, to hell with this place, America. You know what I'm saying? They were the top dog. All right. They were the beacon of shining hope and all that jazz. Not anymore, man. Not anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's time to separate from this bitch. You see what I'm saying? There's no healing this place, man. It says, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. All right, balm as in an ointment. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. All right? That's what they thought, right? They all thought that your boy Trump was going to heal this place. That he was going to make it great again. That he was going to bring jobs back. He was going to, he's going to make everything prosperous. He said, you're going to be so rich. You're going to be so rich. Every one of you're going to be so rich. And here they are. They're losing everything. All right. Jobs are being lost, man. I think it was only like 20,000 jobs that was added in the last month or something like that. Okay. So this place is out there. It's out of there, man. It's out the door. All right. You can't save this place. and Thawada Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Wachak Wadash. It's time for this place to go. It's time for this place to go, man. All right, you gotta lift up curses for against this place, man. Lift up curses, bro. Real talk. You see what I'm saying? Because it's time for this place to meet its end once and for all, man. It's time for this place to fucking go. All right, this is the last captivity before our kingdom comes in. You see what I'm saying? That's why the devastation is going to be so great. That's why it's going to be so. The destruction is going to be so outstanding. You see what I'm saying? That's why. It's because this is the last kingdom. The last kingdom of the heathen. Before we step into rulership, man. So lift up them curses, bro. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Shalak Rayam, Wa Anashim, Wa Abadim, Wa Haragim, Wa Mashapatyam, Al Kal Adawamyam, Wa Gawayam, Wa Abad Babal, man. Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha. Thawada Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Tawab Thamyad Aman, man. All right? Be on that type of time, man, because we almost out of here. We almost out of here, man. All right?
The cries of the people who put food on your table. On your side, I'm Andrew Mobley.
Drew, thanks so much. And in a joint statement, Senators John Bozeman and Tom Cotton, along with Congressman Rick Crawford, write that they are happy to continue to hear from farmers around Northeast Arkansas and promise that relief is coming. They also say, we are proud to have delivered multiple forms of key support and assistance that combined total over $80 billion since last December. These reforms and investments, once implemented, will help address economic challenges and natural disasters to preserve family farms.
Yeah, okay. And it's not gonna fix the problem, man. It ain't gonna fix the problem. You see what I'm saying? Because you can write a check of $80 trillion. Ain't gonna do shit if the money means nothing anymore. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything if none of these global markets are willing to buy your grain, are willing to buy your corn, are willing to buy your rice. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to do you any good. You see what I'm saying? So let me read that again. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. All right? There's no coming back for this place. All right? Stick a fork in this bitch. It's out of here. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm going to cut that there, man. All right? I had a couple technical difficulties, man, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna just leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Nope. You gotta get this. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 7. All right, Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 17. It says, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads, man. Y'all gonna be in terrible fear. These Americans are going to be in terrible, terrible, terrible fear, man. You see what I'm saying? Terrible fear. When there's nothing left. Verse 19, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity, man. You see what I'm saying? Your money's going to be absolutely useless. You're going to be tossing your dollar bills in the streets, man. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be worthless. Understand that? Worthless. And then it says in Isaiah, all right, Isaiah chapter 65, that what? The Lord is going to take care of his, man. Okay? Isaiah 65 and 13, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Kohala Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and from I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Abba Babal. Shalom.